Hi, how are you? I might just put my bag down if that's okay. I might just put it down here. How are you? It's good to see you. It's been a little while. I'm not sure if you've been outside, but it's getting a bit crazy out there. There's a lot more patrols than there were a few weeks ago, and I'm not gonna lie, I did have to hide behind that waterhouse for a little bit while the patrols went past. I'm not sure if there are increased anomalies recently. I don't know if I've noticed more than usual. Have you? Well, the Archivist Institution definitely says that there are more patrols. Regardless of if that's the truth or not, we have to accept what they say, I guess. It's a bit weird now that we're under military curfew. I've lost what I want to be doing with my time, so I wanted to come over and see you and bring some supplies as well. I don't know how long this curfew is going to last. I haven't been able to go to any of the shops, but I'm sure they'd be empty by now. But most people have migrated, so I've been able to take some things from nearby houses and also that little corner store as well. I thought we could eat some of the stuff together. Actually, I'll get it out right now, if you want to do that. Cool. Okay. Yeah, and of course we should, it goes without saying, but we should try and be quiet if we can to avoid drawing the attention of anything that's come through any of the anomalies. I did hear from someone that is important. Kind of starved for information out here, so any little tidbit of advice I eat up with my ears, metaphorically. Anyway. Now, I have to warn you, some of the food was in date, a lot of it was not. I'm just using my best guess as to what's safe to eat. Yeah, but I don't really have any idea what I'm doing. I've never been in a situation like this. What have we got? We've got my water bottle. Now this is a thermos, meaning that it keeps stuff at good temperatures, but I ran out of tea ages ago, and I'm not embarrassed to admit, I think I'm a genius. This is just hot water. I don't know if you want any, but it's essentially 90% of the way there. Ever since I ran out of tea, I've converted to just drinking hot water, and it tastes almost the same. Which maybe that's a weird thing to say about tea. Maybe that just means tea tastes like hot water. I'm staying positive. I don't mind that I'm running low on things because I've still got that firewood and I'm still able to make a cup of water tea in the mornings and evenings. Tastes like almost tea. If the curfew ends and things go back to normal and the institution goes away and the anomalies close up, I'm gonna patent this and you'll see I'm gonna be rich and famous, and I'll buy you some hot water tea when that happens. But I do have more than hot water tea. 0 ingredient tea. 1 ingredient? I guess water counts. I have 2 different types of chip things, crisps. These were both in date. I think they were in date when I took them. Now they're not in date, but it's probably fine. I'm sure that these have a ton of preservatives, and in situations like this I am very thankful for chemicals and preservatives in my food. So we've got these things. I believe this is it's made out of rice or something. These were the only 2 things that I found in that little house past the fields, the one at the end of the driveway. That super long driveway. But yeah, I found this underneath the sink. The rest of the house was empty, so good find. And I've got these crisps. I believe they're plain. Why don't we try it now? And I'll see if they are plain and then I'm telling the truth. Okay, do you want one? Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's plain and you can really taste that the air has been to it. Nice and I don't want to use the word stale. Maybe I'll use the word exposed, fermented. How do we make it seem classy? Exactly what I'm thinking. Expired food, getting people to line up and kind of make a gourmet presentation out of expired food. That would be a good show. I'd watch that. Okay. Look, this is great. We're essentially having a banquet. Although I have only eaten chips for 2 days, and I don't know what that does to a person's psyche, but I'm good, so don't worry about it. Now, importantly, I did bring more than that. sugar lasts a long time, I believe. I remember back before the internet shut down, there was some sort of article or something. When I say I read an article, I saw it in passing, but I remember there was this article that said that there was a tomb in Egypt with some honey in a jar or something that was thousands of years old, and it was still recognizably honey because the sugar had preserved it. So with that knowledge, I have some things. I'm not sure if it's fully applicable, but I'll show you. So these guys here, these should be fine, right? I don't know about this. That's chocolate, and it's like, because it's a dairy product, I don't really know how that's gonna fare, but look, I'm sure we'll be good. We will be fine. So we've got, but these little guys here. Oh, they are rock hard. I don't think they're meant to be like that, but I'm sure that they're like 90% sugar, and that will be fine. Let's do this. I don't want to make a loud noise. Oh no. It's like a rock. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe not. Look, I'm sure that much won't upset our stomachs, and life is about adventure. So we had an adventure, and you know, not all adventures are good, but we did, and that's one for the history books. Let's put this somewhere where it doesn't get eaten by anyone or anything ever again. So, judging from how that was, maybe we don't try the chocolate as well. Yep. Okay, well, we're still having good experiences, right? It's all good. Actually, I wanted to show you something. Part of the reason why I came here, I know that we've been talking about moving around. I know that you've been finding it difficult without Google Maps and everything, because relatively new to this area and we don't have much electricity and no internet, so I've been working on something. It's pretty bad, don't judge me for it, please, but I'll just get it out now. I have been working on a map. It's just a traditional map. It's not it's not really to scale, but I thought I'd show you. I also added a little compass here, but I thought you'd be interested to have a look. I'll walk you through it. It's not great, I know, but it should be useful for us. So, this is you. This is where we currently are. This dotted pathway is how we get to where I live, to my gross little shack. It's definitely not as nice as your home, but we go down this road and we turn here, and we can't go here because there's some sort of roadblock here. I don't know what it is, but there's big signs up, so we can't just follow the street and visit each other. We do need to follow this route. So you go down here and you go up, and this little squiggly thing here, it's probably difficult to see, but this is a little hedge. So you go down here along the hedge, and on the other side of the hedge there's an anomaly here, and there's an Archivist Institution encampment sort of here. There's some GoPro tents, because they're saying there's some sort of outbreak or something, but then again they're being vague as always. So yes, you go along the hedge and down. You go down here. I ran out of space when making the map. I'll sticky tape some more paper to the bottom, but it's just a corner. So just down here, and then up, and then here, and that's where I live, in that single room shack. Not very cool, not very nice, so definitely prefer hanging out here. Yeah. Other interesting things that I saw, I got some medical supplies from this house here, so I have a feeling there's more things here, but I've done most of the rounds. This map is from me going around in person, but to be completely honest, I think we're running low. This local area. Most people have left at this point, and we are not gonna have that much food in a little while. We'll talk about that later. I wanted to just remind you about the anomaly and your house. And as you can see, you're quite close to that anomaly. So there are a lot of patrols going down the main road next to your house, and whatever has come out of the anomaly or is coming out of the anomaly, we definitely need to be careful and considerate about. I was trying to go the long way around. So instead of going like this, I was considering doing it this way. But there is something really weird looking on the road. I thought it was a tree at first. I don't think it is a tree because it was moving, not very fast, but it was like stretching sideways and moving a little bit. So that just creeped me out. I was gonna kind of do what I did down here, go around it, but that is way too close to the Archivist Institution tents. And so for now, this is definitely the way we want to go, is around here and then down my shack if you're coming over. But yeah, anyway, I thought this would help you. I have traced a copy for myself, and I will leave this with you if you want it. Yeah, cool. I'll put it down here. As I was saying, there definitely are increased patrols at the moment, because of reports of increased anomalies, but I'm not sure if I believe them or not. Did you see the last broadcast they put out before they cut the TV? Okay, well, I'll do my best to explain what it was. Essentially, they had this scientist guy, and it was a bit like a weather report, except he was standing in front of a map of the city, and he was predicting all of these different anomalies, and he looked pretty freaked out. I don't know specifically what about, because it was super loud outside, because it was during the first wave of when everyone was starting to leave and the anomalies were popping up. But he said that there was something to do, I don't really get it, but it was something to do with supermassive white holes. Not a black hole. He said that there was a supermassive white hole somewhere, and instead of like sucking in all of the matter in space, the white hole was shooting energy out. So he said that there's a white hole somewhere, and apparently it had something to do with the anomalies, or the increase in anomalies. I'm not sure, but that's, like I was saying before, if I hear anything, I want to know what's going on about the anomalies and everything, and it doesn't seem like many people know what's going on. Another thing I heard was, I don't know if you've heard this, but apparently not only creatures and things are going through the anomalies, but apparently there's also like people going through the anomalies as well, coming through, and I've heard that a lot of these people are like really short, like 1-2 feet tall, or 30 centimeters tall. Have you heard that? I don't really know what that's about, but I've heard, I remember Lawrence was saying that there was one of the people who had come through an anomaly. It was living in his garage and would come in and take his food during the night. And so we had to like scare him off. I think he hit him with a broom. But that's another thing that I heard. And you heard about the Archivist Institution influencing the curfew? Yeah. I've heard some people say that they think that the Archivist Institution is going to try with their private military to take over the government or take over from the government. I don't really get what they're gonna or what they're trying to do, but some people have been saying that. That makes me get onto the last point, that the real reason that I came over was we're going to be running out of supplies soon. I've been going all over the nearby houses and the corner store, and we're definitely running low. And I was wondering if you wanted to join me and go and move somewhere down south, a bit away from the Archivist Institution, the encampments and the anomalies. Before you say no, I do have some friends who I know would give us somewhere to stay down south. I know it's colder, but I have heard that there are way less anomalies down there, and there are a group of people that they don't have any day-to-day interactions with people from the Archivist Institution, and there's a community, and I was wondering if you'd be comfortable travelling with me and staying there. Great. Okay. That's good to hear, because I was getting a bit worried about our situation, frankly. I don't think we're in any immediate danger. I do think that the institution is, for the most part, controlling the anomalies, but I think it's just good if we get away from it all. Yeah. Okay, well, fantastic. How do you feel about that? Well, at my shack, I do have some more supplies that we could probably use, and I could probably tie, I don't know, you know how in movies they get like a picnic blanket and they get a stick and they tie, I could probably figure that out, and then, so that we could carry all the stuff, because I don't have that many backpacks. I don't think a roller bag would work that well, because I don't think the majority of the trip is paved. Yeah, okay. Well, I think we're gonna do it. I think this is going to go swimmingly. Okay, well, for tonight, I was thinking that we could do some board games, because I know that you have some in that cabinet, and then if it's okay, so I don't have to sneak back to my shack, I'll sleep in the other room, if that's okay. Fantastic. Okay. Well, I'm excited for this, and we'll see who the people down south are. I haven't met them, but I have been talking to them over radio. They seem cool. Okay, great. Do we want to pack the stuff tonight or tomorrow morning? Okay, let's pack tonight. Fantastic. Okay, let's go and do it.